Breaking news, Bears fans, as Tyson Bagent has signed a 2-year, $10 million contract extension with the Chicago Bears. Incentives up to $16 million. I got a lot of thoughts on this. We're going to break it down from all angles, both short and long term, here on today's show. My name is Harrison Graham. This is Chicago Bears Now. Got to give my guy, Mark Carman, hope you're watching. I know you're breaking it down on CHGO as well. He had the scoop. He is the OG Tyson Bagent stan. So kudos to him and the fellas over there for getting this scoop that Bagent is extending with the Bears. Shout out to Adam Hogue, Adam Johns as well. Obviously, they do great work. So wanted to give them credit. Tom Pelissero also added an important note for those who don't know. The reason Tyson Bagent, 2 years into his career, is eligible for an extension is because he was undrafted. So UDFA contracts, if they stick around and make the team, they're 3-year deals. Standard rookie contracts for draft picks are 4 years. If it's a first-round pick, it's 4 years with a fifth-year option. Typically, you're not extension eligible until after your third year, but since he was undrafted, he is eligible after his second year. So that is an important distinction to make from Tom Pelissero. So wanted to pass that along as well. This is why you subscribe. When breaking news drops, we hit you guys with a video here on Chicago Bears Now in real time, as fast as possible. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and don't miss out. And a reminder, we are going live today, 4 o'clock Central Time, not tomorrow since the preseason game is on Friday. Wanted to space it out a bit. And also, I put out a roster bubble video earlier today. If you want to check out that video, once you subscribe, go to the content tab. You can do so once this episode ends. Okay, I love this move for the Bears, the Tyson Bagent extension. I think A, he's just earned it. B, he's a rare ascending backup quarterback. And I think what I like about him is when you hear him talk, he clearly has aspirations to be a starter in this league. And he should. You're in the NFL. That should be the goal. But he also understands that he is the backup quarterback to Caleb Williams. Like, he understands his role. He wants to be the starter. He wants to be a starter, whether it's here or somewhere else. But this also tells you the fact that he's signing this and not testing the restricted free agent market next year. It's like, yeah, I like being here. I like my role. I could still improve. I like what I'm doing in Ben Johnson's offense. So I just think it's a good move for the Bears. I think it's a good move for him as well. He's played really well in the preseason. He's looked comfortable in this system with Ben Johnson. We know strengths of his are getting the ball out, processing, identifying, and finding the right matchup. And he's just typically an overall good decision maker. And I think he's looked pretty damn comfortable throughout these 2 preseason games so far. Reports out of camp have been positive in terms of how he's looked over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I think it's a good system for him. And, I think this is him kind of showing loyalty too, because the Bears found this guy as an undrafted free agent out of Shepherd University a few years ago. He beats out multiple veteran backups, Nathan Peterman, P.J. Walker, his first year, earns the backup job to Justin Fields, goes 2-2 as a starter in 2023. And what do you always say about a backup quarterback? Just go 500. If you start 4 games, win 2 of them. He did that when he was an undrafted rookie. Like, he's a much better player now than he was then. Like I said a minute ago, he is still an ascending and young quarterback. He's been a great teammate by all accounts. And look, another potential benefit of this as well is I think he could have some future trade value. I actually think he has some trade value now, but clearly you're not making this move to trade him right now. But, if Caleb Williams hits like we all want and expect him to, and a year or 2 goes down the road and kind of the nuclear scenario of Caleb not being the guy kind of comes and goes, well, then maybe you could facilitate a trade for him, especially considering he does have those aspirations. But that's obviously down the road, but could be a potential benefit of this as well, because it's a very team-friendly contract. I think that's the headline here. $5 million per year on a 2-year extension for a guy who's looked pretty good. I like that quite a bit. Ryan Poles said it on the telecast the other night. He's the hardest worker on the team. I mean, we see all these CrossFit workouts he does, the burpees and all that stuff. Like, he's addicted to working out. He's addicted to being an NFL quarterback. And you know why it's easy to know that? Because he went to a Division II college, went undrafted, made a team as a backup as a rookie, and is now getting extended by the Chicago Bears. Like that's how you know the work ethic is off the charts. He's probably not supposed to be here, if we're being completely honest, if you would have used that cliche. So this is a type of guy you keep if you can. You keep a guy like this in your locker room. You keep a guy like this in your quarterback room. You never know what's going to happen. Injuries. Maybe Caleb doesn't work out. I think he is. He looked damn good the other night. But beside the point, he wants to be here. You can get him at a reasonable price tag. When he has had to play, he's played well. He accepts being the backup quarterback. Like, I just think the positives far outweigh. Like, I don't even know what the negatives would be to this extension. I just think it's a really, really good deal for the Bears. And look, if you're Tyson Bagent, listen, undrafted money is not that significant. Now you get $10 million, incentives up to 16. Shit, I'd probably sign it too, even if I know that my path to starting in the near future probably isn't that realistic. What is your one-word reaction to the Bagent extension? Let me know down in the comments section below. I will kind of cheat and use a hyphenated word, team-friendly. I think this is a good deal for the Bears. Like I said, I think it's a team-friendly deal for Chicago. And the reason I think that is something I'll tell you about here in just a few moments, because we'll take a look at some of the other quarterbacks in the NFL from a backup standpoint and what they are making. But first, got to tell you about our sponsor, Prize Picks. Speaking of money, no better place to make money than with Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy sports app that is out there. Preseason football is rolling along. College football is here. Football season is back, and so is Prize Picks. Don't miss any of the action on Prize Picks. It's very easy to play Prize Picks, as you just pick more or less on stat projections on 2 to 6 player lineups. If you get your lineup right, you can win up to 2,000 times your money. That's right. You can turn $10 into 20,000 with certain lineups on Prize Picks. Week 0 is here, and we got a special deal for you as you're halfway home to winning a 2-player lineup by taking more than half a passing yard for Avery Johnson. Little freebie there. I also like Rocco Beck more than 16.5 rushing yards to complete that 2-player lineup. $20 to win 60 if that hits. I think that's a hell of an opportunity for you guys if you want to, a little piggyback option there on that one. But listen, I love playing Prize Picks. You should too. Best place to win money. Best place to talk trash with your buddies as well. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Link is in the comments and description of this video. Okay, let's compare Tyson Bagent to some of the higher paid backup quarterbacks. Not going to include Kirk Cousins. That's obviously an outlier situation. But Marcus Mariota, $8 million. Good backup, but he's not a young ascending player anymore. I will take Tyson Bagent at $5 million all day long. Jacoby Brissett, $6.25 million. Kind of is who he is. Good backup, but again, I think I would take Tyson Bagent. Zach Wilson making $6 million. He's terrible. that is not a good deal compared to Tyson Bagent. Tyrod Taylor, I like Tyrod Taylor, but he's in his mid-30s now. Davis Mills, $5 million. Good backup. My point is you're getting this guy at a average, maybe slightly above average priced backup quarterback rate going in the NFL right now. And unlike any of those guys, he is an ascending player. I think out of all 6 of those players, if you said, hey, who gives you the best chance within the next few years to be at least a serviceable starting quarterback somewhere in the league? I think most would say Tyson Bagent. I'm not buying Zach Wilson. Sure, like this year, one game, would you pick a Marcus Mariota maybe or a Jacoby Brissett maybe? Even then, though, I'd still think about it. I think Tyson Bagent could hold his own in even those conversations. So I just think it's a very team-friendly deal and a smart move by Ryan Poles, and clearly Ben Johnson signed off as well. So I do want to talk about the other quarterbacks and the angles here. We'll get to Caleb in a second, but number one, Bagent's officially QB2. I think we kind of knew that, but with Case Keenum missing the last game, this extension. Obviously, Bagent's the backup. Does that mean Keenum won't be on the team? I don't see that being the case. I think you brought in Case Keenum. Sure, like we'll let you compete for the backup job, but more importantly, come mentor Caleb, come mentor Tyson, come mentor Austin Reed, who's looked pretty good in this system, and he has upside as a QB3. I think. I don't think Austin Reed's ever a backup in the NFL, but is he a QB3 practice squad guy for a while? I think that's very much on the table, not only with the Bears but for other teams in the NFL. I fully expect Keenum on the roster. Like this does not change that at all. I think if anything, it just means that Bagent's clearly the backup, and he's a guy they're investing in, not just this year, but moving forward as well. What's the impact on Caleb? I don't think there might be a tiny fraction of fans who are like, does this put Caleb on the hot seat? Guys, they paid him $5 million per year. That's backup money for Tyson Bagent. But I do think the main thing here is that, hey, we like this guy as a backup. Let's keep him. Him and Caleb clearly get along. They've both talked on the record about that. Let's lock him in as we continue to develop and lean into Caleb Williams as our starting quarterback. And like I said earlier, I think Tyson Bagent could be a future trade chip, especially like, look, if Caleb hits the ground running. If he's clearly the long-term answer here, then, you have an awesome backup in Tyson Bagent, but who knows what the future could hold. Could you flip Bagent for a player of need a year or two down the road? That's certainly an option. Could you get a middle-round pick for him? That's certainly an option. I'm not even saying I want to do that. I like Tyson Bagent being on this team. That's why they did this. The Bears clearly like it too. Like someone DM'd me and said, is this a sign and trade? It's like, no, this is a sign. We like this guy. We're going to continue to develop him. He's a good backup. So very exciting for Tyson, I'm sure, and his family. I mean, when you're a freshman and sophomore at Shepherd College, I'm sure you have deep dreams, but that's all they are. I mean, could he imagine 5 years ago that he'd not only be in the NFL, but would get an extension by a team like the Chicago Bears after going undrafted out of a Division II college? I mean, that's a remarkable story, and it's a lesson for all of us that hard work doesn't guarantee anything, but it does give you a better chance. Obviously, you need a little bit of talent as well, but I think he's a classic example of just outworking people who are similarly as talented, and he's getting rewarded for that. So good on Ryan Poles, good on Ben Johnson, and good on Tyson Bagent because he earned this extension. How confident are you guys in Tyson Bagent as a backup? Scale of 1 to 10. I'm very confident. If you needed him to play a month, I think I'd like my chances for him to go 2-2. In that stretch. He can run the offense and hold it down for you. So I'll give it an 8 or a 9. And again, I think there's starting upside here. Ideally not for this team because you want that to be Caleb Williams given the investment and the talent and all that. But I would say he's a top half backup, maybe a top 10 backup. I mean, is he a top 40 quarterback in the world? I think that's you could talk me into that pretty easily. And starting upside if he continues to develop. So very, very cool deal to get this done today. All right, again, we will be back live this afternoon, 4 o'clock Central. If we get more kind of chatter on this, if Ben Johnson, I think he's going to talk to the media today. I'm sure he'll have a quote or two on it. So we'll hit that story then. And, of course, react to everything else going on at training camp. Plus, we'll preview the preseason finale. So you're not going to want to miss today's live show. Subscribe. Join us at 4 o'clock Central or so. We'll see you then. Bear down.